Hi, Nick Collier here, and this is my shop. Come join me. We'll have some fun. Well, Nick Collier here again, and it's another day. And this next part of the project is about as interesting as a bag of nails. But it is part of the project, and so here we go. So the drill head itself goes into the earth about 50 feet. That's what he said. And I gave you a picture of the drill head the other. I'll give you one right now. And so we're making up 6 segments, 8 feet long. So that's 48 feet plus the drill head itself, which is about 2 feet, plus another adapter part, which is about 4 feet. So that's going to give us a good 50 feet. And hey, we're going to drill 1-inch holes every 6 inches all the way along this shaft, and then a couple of small holes on either end to adapt a receiver part for it. So hey, hang in there with me. Please don't fall asleep. All right, well now we'll deburr the other side and we're done. Well, at least done for this one. I've done 5, so I got 1 more to do. Okay, well the next part of this whole process is to get this to fit inside of that. And it looks like it'll fit just fine, except that this is hot rolled with a seam. So we've got to grind the seam out, plus we'd have to put a bolt hole through the center of it. And that's what we're going to do right now, is just go over and run a hole through that. But, you know, it is solid bar stock, so that's not going to be a simple thing. It'll be something we can do, though. Okay, we'll start in with a pilot drill. Not too much smaller than this one, but if we do the pilot drill, we save the good drill. I can use the pilot drill and just beat the shit out of it, and who cares? Okay, well this makes 5. We've got 1 more to do and we're there. Alright, well we've got our piece of 2-inch square stock, and it needs to go inside of that receiver. And remember, I said that we had a weld line inside of the tube. So the part that we're going to jam into the tube, we're going to just take a little notch out of so that it'll fit. And then the other side, we're going to have to literally take out the weld in order to so that it can slide in and out fairly easily. So I've got this piece of bullnose here, or this bullnose bit, and we're going to give that a try first off, see how it works. I guess I better speed this thing up, haven't I? Let's do that. Drop the bullnose down to something usable. All right, let's go give that a try and see how it's going. Okay, we ready? Oh, like it was made for it. It jams just a little bit right there. Wonder what's going on. Oh, it's the inside of the weld hole. The burr on the inside is hitting. So I think just a bit of a sledgehammer action and we'll have what we need. And this wants to be 5.5, or really 5 3/4. Let me make sure that's going to be correct. Yep, 5 3/4 right there. All right, well, let's do 5 more and see what we got. Okay, the last move on these shafts is to weld up this little back edge here, and then to come in and weld up that hole. So, and I think this is pretty cold. So unless we're going to arc weld it, which we might. I don't know, it's probably better to arc weld it. Nah. We're just going to preheat them. Come on. Come on. Out. All right, let's go. Okay, here's the next segment in this whole process, and that is I came in and installed the hex, and then and welded it. So, and welded it in two places, back here and here. But he's going to have this thing down 50 feet into a hole, and sure as hell, if a weld breaks, and this is going to take a lot of pressure and a lot of vibration and pushing and pulling, and so if a weld breaks and it separates, what happens? You lose the whole thing down a 50-foot hole, and there's no way to get it back out. So my intention is to take a rod here and slide it through a hole, and drill a hole in here and slide it through and build a rivet that will sit here, and that'll be my safety for making sure that if a weld breaks, it's not going to release the drill and however many segments from that. So we're going to go over and build ourselves some rivets. And it took a while to get here, getting the lengths correct, and I went in with a bullnose bit and built myself a kind of a little rivet head. So basically what we're going to do now is just come in, and I cut our pieces to length, and we'll go in and fire up the torch. Drop our piece in there so we know that it's there and it's going to be easy to deal with once it gets hot. And let's heat it up. Okay, we're pretty hot now. Set the torch down, turn the and we got one rivet. We'll go over and punch that rivet out and let's see what we got. Okay, so there's the rivet head, and there's the upside down. And what happens is everything expands when you put that kind of pressure on it. So this is a little difficult to get out, but it does come out. And there's our rivet. Not too bad. And we've got 6 now, and we need 3 more. Well, Nick Collier here again, and today we're going to drill the holes in the shaft to put the rivets in, and we're going to use my Barnes 1890s drill that I picked up here, oh, I don't know, about a month and a half ago or so. I saw it on Craigslist and I just couldn't do without it. And this drill, you know, I got it and I thought, well, you know, it's more drill than I really want, and I could use the Bridgeport to do whatever I need to do. So I just kind of painted it up and I was going to resell it until I used it. And I love this drill. It's great. It's like just got all kinds of torque to it. So anyhow, let's just drill some holes and see how things go. There's still a few things, you know, that need to be fixed on it. One of them is the power feed, which has got this great power feed, but there's a couple of gears in there that are pretty well worn out. So at some point or another, we're going to do a video on replacing the gears. But that's not going to happen today. Today we're going to drill some holes. The other thing that's not quite up to snuff is the motor. The capacitor start doesn't work in the motor. So I think I have to take the motor apart and probably clean the terminals that run the capacitor start, because I put another capacitor on it and didn't seem to change anything. So, you know, a couple little things need to be worked on. And in the meantime, we just kick the belt and it gets going. And luckily we have that nice big flat leather belt back there. And when I saw that belt, I just went, oh man, you know, it was in pretty damn good shape too. Okay, let's go. Now we're going through the tubing and the steel square stock all the way down into a piece of wood. All right, we got our hole drill, so let's take it on over to the press, and we're going to put the rivet in. Okay, well, first thing we need to do is heat our rivet up, and that's pretty simple with this old Victor torch that I bought as a kid when I was 18. Bought it brand new. It was my maybe my only brand new tool purchase that had any significance. I mean, you know, I bought some Harbor Freight stuff brand new, but this was a pretty major event for me. Back when I was building Harleys. Now we also want to heat up our receiver head, otherwise it'll chill the top of the top of the rivet too quickly. All right, so we've got it pretty well warmed up. We're going to finish heating it up once we get it in place. So let's get it in place. There we go. And a little bit more temperature. Okay, we need to take it down a little further. So put a little sleeve on there, turn everything on. That gave us just a little bit more. Now we'll heat the whole thing up. Put our pin in, or our forming tool in. And we got ourselves a rivet. We'll come in closer and have a quick look at it. Okay, and there's our rivet. Not too bad. Fills the gap, keeps the piece of metal in place, and also if we have a failure on a weld, that'll hold things in place long enough for the weld to get repaired. And that's good. We got 9 more of those to do, or 8 more of those to do, and we will be back.